About to take a trip to Texas. Yes, and to church. We're going to TCU, Texas Christian University, where, wow, woo! I don't know how Christ-like this conversation is, but we have a conversation scrolling through social media, not scared like my man RJ is, and I come across Aaron Hodges. Who is he? He's not the head coach. Woo! Wasn't Sonny Dykes saying this. You imagine? I was like, good Lord, Sonny Dykes. What kind of recruits you want? Aaron Hodges, who is the cornerbacks coach. Cornerbacks, backpedal. Break on the ball. And recruiting coordinator. Recruiting coordinators at every school are the ones who keep it real. They're the ones who's on the phones. They're the ones that's homies with every player, even the one that is not going to start this year, even though you told him that during the recruiting. So he's the cool guy usually on the squad. Well, he had a video on his social media that I want to play for you guys, and then let's discuss it right now.
Let's finish on this. Consent. Remember we went over consent?
Yes, sir.
Good. You're with a young lady. She has to consent to every act. So if you were in the car with her and something went down in the car, that does not mean that something has to go down at the apartment. If y'all did something in the car, that does not mean something else has to happen. That next day, you cannot assume that it is okay to send a or something like that. If you're in study hall and a trackster walks by you and she's got tights on and she's going to study, you can say, look at that fat. That's harassment. She has every right to turn around and press charge against you. If you're not quite sure what the fuck to say, picture it being your little sister or your mother, and then shut what you call the fuck up. Are we fucking clear?
Yes, sir.
Wow, did y'all see that video? Woo! That's something you say after you got to recruit, right? That's something you say in the huddle, right? In the facilities. You imagine going to mama and daddy's house and even trying to suggest any of these things are going to be the issues that your son faces when they go off to school. But thank you, Aaron Hodges, for real, because these are real issues. And they're changing times, right? The punishment, the line between consent and not consent has moved since I was in college. Let's talk about that, being in a different era in terms of dating. I guess there were like dating apps when I grew up and was in college, but let's just say less than 1% were using them. We all did the same thing. We went to the local bar. We went to Coronet's Pizza Shop, got the big fat slice for $1.25. Thank God the Citibank will allow us to withdraw $10. They knew we were broke, right? Only place I've ever seen in this world where you didn't have the $20 minimum, $10 minimum. Do that, go to the Plex, go to the local FBH, go to West End, wherever we went. We were all there for two reasons: to drink a little, to play it off so we could talk to girls. And really the end game was just talking to girls. So if you didn't drink or you had a game coming up or whatever it may be, you didn't even have to drink. You just were there to talk to the opposite sex. And back then it was crazy because Columbia, the first thing they did tell me when they came to recruit me was that our dorms were co-ed. And my parents was like, oh, interesting. And I was sitting there like, jackpot. Oh my God, co-ed dorms, it's a wrap. I already know I'm gonna go crazy when I go to school and on campus, because now I don't have to worry about my mama and daddy telling me, get up, get out, go somewhere, no alarm clock. On top of that, I got my room. I had a roommate, but that was the only year I had a roommate. Got my own room. It felt like, oh, I was about to act up and date. I was gonna hang and kick it. I get to Columbia, and this is an interesting social experiment. Thinking that it's co-ed dorms. That means shower where the women shower. You could be in the shower right next to you, another woman. What? Naked? Coming out the shower? Oh, I'm thinking this. You know what happened when I got to Columbia? I actually did less. It literally, in terms of genders, it's not humanizing it, but it made me respect across the fence the other gender much more than I did before that. And I guess what the experiment was about was to make sure that we respected each other because we lived together. I didn't see that coming. I thought I literally would just come out the showers and say, you want to go back in, girl? And that was going to be it. It never happened. Matter of fact, I always went outside elsewhere just because I was so cool and close with everyone who lived there. That was one thing that I learned. Now, you fast forward to where these kids are today. Every moment of intimacy has to be clear and concise consent. Every moment. Whereas before, when I grew up, it wasn't like that. No lie, dog. No lie. It used to be a time where you could play hard to get, her or you, but usually her, playing hard to get. Like you see her out, oh girl, I saw you coming out the shower, what's up? You know, I saw you on campus, what's up? And she's like, oh, Marcellus, please. And you could press and keep pressing. Marcellus, leave me alone. Keep pressing. And then literally, it happened for me a lot. That same girl who was like, man, move, was the same girl you were messing around with, right? So you were like, playing hard to get. And she actually was playing the game with you. It was like this little song and dance. Can't do that anymore. Why? Because that could be sexual harassment. We all seen the Michael Irvin video. We don't know the audio, but in terms of the physical body language, that is now something someone could press charges on you about. Not when I grew up, not when I was in college. You kept talking, kept macking until you got what you wanted, or she made it very clear. I mean, adamant. No, sir. You know what else is different? It has to be easy in terms of moments of intimacy. Consensual and easy. None of this like, oh, I thought she said, and oh, you know, after a few hours and we just kept trying. It has to be simple and easy, or it's going to be hard times going forward, right? Easy to get in terms of your intimacy, or it's going to be hard times going forward. No more of this sending signals and, oh, you didn't catch my hint? No, everything, you can't say when you're with a young lady, oh man, look, coach, she was acting like, or look, officer, she was acting like. He's like, did you ask? Because obviously she was acting. She wasn't for real with that because she is now pressing charges. She is now saying something happened. These are all the things that were explained in that video plus some. You know, and I've been in a situation before. It's funny because I've been lied on major ways and I've been lied on in some little laughable, simple stuff, right? I've been lied on when my boy said, dog, Marcellus, let me in your party. I was like, dog, what party? I'm at home. What you talking about? They said it's your party. Someone lied to him. Also been lied on before when a young lady that I was a little interested in when I was single, but then I got a girlfriend that she kind of knew. Y'all catching this? All of a sudden, she went back and said we messed around when we didn't because she wanted to break me and the girl up who was her homegirl, kind of. I was like, this girl lying like we messed around. First of all, at that time in my life, I should be the one lying on after I messed with somebody. But she was doing the lying just to break me up, to get me back into the streets, to hopefully holler back at me. Crazy dynamics, man. But all I want you guys to understand is they are moving all the time. This is a different era. There has to be different conversations. And as much as this doesn't sound romantic or intimate, they need to be direct, consensual, and simple.